I'm tryna ring the bell. I'm tryna make a sell. I'm tryna tell these niggas I need a motherfucking wishing well.
Black expression. Ashley, I be ballin'. Hey, welcome to the Ashley, I be ballin' basketball show. You already know. Today we're gonna be talking about music and basketball and Kobe, the Mamba mentality. My cousin C-K.I.D, C to the K to the I to the D. Got a new EP, hey, called Black Expression. Got a dope song called Mamba Mentality on there. So, let's talk about your new EP and what it means and how you got to this point. What does Black Expression mean?
So I made the title, and all the titles of the songs and stuff was made after the fact. Like after I made all the songs and stuff. The Black Expression, I decided to call it that because and it tones into like how it looked like the black is faded, and I feel like black people's voice are fading, and they want to be gone eventually. They want to shut us up and want us to be quiet, but the expression is still going to be there, and like you can't really take it away, and you can't take it for black people either. We all have an expression that we like. We have to like be ourselves at all times, and we can't let it fade away. And so it's just the EP overall. I felt like I dove more into. It was a little more darker, I feel, than my first EP that I put out, and I was okay with that. I felt like I was way more free in this one. I felt, I felt like I didn't want to hold back anything. I didn't want to stay in a certain sound or in a certain. I just wanted to play around and just see what I could do, you know. And with Mamba Mentality, that song. One, I didn't even know that was a whole thing. I thought I like literally came up with like I was just like, okay, what? But then I looked it up, and I'm like, oh no, it's a whole book out, like it's a whole movement going on. And I'm like, right. So I probably heard it from someone, but just never looked into it. So then, like when I dove more into like the meaning of it, I made. It was funny how it came about because I'm like, oh, I didn't know it meant that deep. You know what I mean? I was just like trying to come up with a name, but it kind of matched the song. And like I said, what is Mamba Mentality? It says like focusing on the process and trusting in the hard work when it matters the most. And I think sometimes focusing on the process can be stressful because you're like, it's not all together, but I think you're like training yourself to just be better, and you have to do that. Like, and coming from like um, a player like Kobe and what he built and how far he came, for him to still be as humble to say something like that, like, no, it really just takes hard work. Yeah, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that song there, I'll let you. I feel like I'm talking too much, but that's pretty much it. Yeah.
So the title, I didn't know. You explained it really well and really deep. I like the cover art of it, but I didn't know the black faded. They trying to take away the black voices, but expression is like out there, and you could see it more because you can't really take away their legacy, their music, their voices, their messages. So that was deep. That was dope. I didn't notice that. I noticed the bling bling in the ring, you know. um, we talked about Kobe and Mamba mentality. Yep. It's a whole movement. You know, so many players be like, I got the Mamba mentality. Kobe is like big everywhere in the world. And I think Mamba mentality got him closer to even more fans because uh, his name, Black Mamba, you know, in the movie Kill Bill, Uma Thurman and Vivica Fox, and how Uma Thurman was Kill Bill. It's sort of like an alter ego Black Mamba, and he wanted to like differentiate like himself from his, you know, life with his kids and wife to his life on the court, which is very different because I noticed when he was retired, he seemed more at peace, you know, seemed more calm. He was a girl dad, focusing on the next chapter of his life. But if you look on the court, it's all this intensity, like, you know, Black Mamba, because, you know, that's a lethal animal. You know, their venom, they're very quick and fearless. So Mamba mentality is like be better every day, be the best version of yourself. You know, it's becoming the best version of yourself and being better every day. You know, and he used to wear number 8, but then he started to wear 24, and it's kind of like, what are you doing in the 24 hours of the day to get better? And I think the hard work is what people can relate to. Even if you're not an athlete, it's like be better every day mentality, hard work, you know, because it's like they say, hard work beats talent every day. And a lot of people didn't know Kobe was going to become who he became. You know, he was drafted in the lottery, but it wasn't like top 5, top 3, you know, it was like 13. And he just built himself over time. And even his rookie year wasn't super big, you know. So he's a great role model for everybody. Can you describe the sound of your music, hip hop, rap, soul, you know, and describe the Mamba Mentality song?
Uh, so you want me to go by each song or just that one?
You can go by each song. I know you got a song about Queen Latifah, Black Rain, Cheetah, the Cheetah Boy Jam, you know. You could talk a little bit about each song.
Um, yeah, I'm gonna do a full review on all of it on my channel, but I will talk about
A
it
quick.
on here too. Like, um, okay, the first song, and I try my best to like the sound. I I honestly just listen to a beat and just flow off of it because I try not to put too much structure on it because I gotta remember to remind myself it's art. Like this is something you love. It's a passion. It doesn't have to be so ABC 1 2 3. Like just let it. You know, a lot of paintings we see. Sometimes you just see splatter, and you're just like, no, that's cold. Like like. So I feel like this EP I was able to kind of just splatter like paint and like see what happens. And so like the first song. Yeah, whatever, long as I get my paper, I'ma do what I do to get it all Lakers. I mean, I shoot it up, the 3 gon' make it. Like it's Kobe, nigga, we going up. Like it's Kobe, nigga, we going up, up. What was it? Make it out. And that's like, the titles is like kind of just summing up how I'm feeling as a whole. Like, I am trying to make it out. I am trying to like, see where this music really takes me if I really put my all into it. And as I'm going, I'm bringing people with me. You know what I mean? I say I don't want to sell my soul. I don't want to do all this dumb stuff that people talk about and the stuff people actually do to get on. And I'm like, I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to make sure my family eat. Like, and then so I'm kind of just saying that. And then the next song, Bring It Back, that was it was giving you like that old school hip hop like uh flow. And I'm telling y'all, like, we gotta certain stuff we do gotta bring back. And you know, our time, the 2000 generation, all they do is reference old school stuff, the 90s specific, but they go back specifically to the 90s a lot because it was kind of like how I feel in this EP. I feel free, like there's not too much pressure, like things are bad, but there's things that are good, and I just wanted to bring that flow kind of back a little bit. That's where I started from. Like, I started sounding like that, and I just wanted to. But when you hear "Make It Out," the first song, you're like, "What is going on?" But I like that. I like the different sounds and stuff. Cheetah Boy Jam. That was, paying homage to, of course, everyone knows who knows me know I like the Cheetah Girls. I love the Cheetah Girls, specifically Raven Simone's character only. But I do like Chi, whatever her name was. She was cool too, but because she can really sing. Like, they all can really sing. But Raven and what's her real name? I forgot. Adriana.
Yeah, Adriana.
Can really sing. Like, she was running them songs down. Okay, but it was I didn't even mean to call it that, but after I had listened to the song, and this happens a lot, which is why I usually choose to like sometimes wait to pick what I want to call it. But as I'm listening to the song, I'm like, oh, I'm talking about friendship and how it can be hard just having friends and communicating and how you can drift apart. And I'm like, am I rap? Like, I wasn't intentionally rapping about the Cheetah Girls. Like, I like the Cheetah Girl. I'm gonna make a song this song. Like, I didn't know where I was going with that song. And so I realized I was just talking. That song was really about one of my older best friends. Like, when we was back in the day, like, we used to be tight. Like you would have thought we were siblings, but I talk about a falling out. And if, I'm like, because they used to be really supportive of my music, like as a friend wise, like my family, like my mom, they always like supported me with music, but it was only a few select people who like really vibed with my music even back then. And so sometimes I'm like, the more I make music, the more I'm putting into it. I feel like anything you do, you put into it, eventually, you're gonna receive and all that. But I'm like, well, dang, like my homie ain't here who's seen it from the jump. Will it still matter even when I do, go off, you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, you want your dreams to come true, but at the same time, like, aside from artist success and the whatever comes with that, it's like you still want your family, you still want your friends, and really communication is really where it starts, because if y'all not talking about how you feel, then no one's gonna know. So it's like, but I say, at that song, like, who's brave enough to get the key? Like, when they say communication is key, I'm like, but nobody wants to communicate. But that's the key to, what I mean, move forward. And so I just felt, I was like, dang, I got to name this Cheetah Boy Jam. And because it reminded me of that scene. And, Cheetah Girls 2 is my favorite. Forget the first one. The first one's terrible.
That was good too.
You said what? It had what?
Hits. It had jams.
I don't want to be a Cinderella. You're right. The songs were great. The storyline, it was a little stretched a little bit with like, not with the characters, but with like their talent show. I was like, y'all could have left that out. Like,
hey, they was just getting started,
I didn't want to see that school talent show anyway. But I was just, I'm glad they were outside with the dog. I like that performance better. Anyway, the second one is my favorite. Third one, I only saw 3 minutes of it, and I realized like, yeah, I can't do this without Galleria there. I'm not doing it, so I stopped watching it. Even though the first song did sound pretty good, I think they were in India, if I'm not mistaken, but I didn't finish it.
Oh
I didn't.
yeah, they was in India, I think, and Raven really wanted to go there.
It felt like something was missing, but and there was a whole person. And so, but yeah, I named it G-Boy Jam because it just reminded me of that scene in Cheetah Girls 2 where she's just sitting at that. And I felt like that before too. Like I used to have a group when I was in middle school and it was three of us. And it always felt like I was taking it more serious than everybody else. And that used to really piss me off. So I'm like, I thought we really trying to do this. And I was always the only one like really, at least vocally saying it. And but I feel like that's how Galleria was. Galleria was kind of like, hey, come on. Like I wasn't bossing them around like that. Like that was wow. She was doing the most. But I was in that Galleria mode of like, this can really work. We're in Barcelona. We were in New York yesterday. Or 2 days ago, however long it takes. But if you follow your dreams, look where it could go. And but yeah, that's that. The next one was Run. That was pretty dark for me because I'm exposing my feelings of what I be thinking about sometimes. And I think about my cousin Jamal, our cousin Jamal, like every day, and like it's like not a day go by that I don't think about him and stuff. And so I kind of like indulge into that like song more about like. And it's crazy because you gonna have your ups and downs in life of like your mistakes you do and after all that. But that song, I made that song maybe a few months ago, and then a lot of stuff happened. We ain't doing all that on the internet, but a lot of stuff happened in our family where like I had to like really reflect on myself and who I am and what I want in my life and what I don't want. And that song, like, even to this day, still reminds me, like, we're gonna make mistakes, but you gotta, like, address it and move forward. Because if you just sit and dwell in it, it's not gonna be good for you. It's not good for your mental health. It's not good for your spirit. It's not good for the energy around you. And so I'm like, in that song, I'm just saying, like, I know everybody's time is coming, but like, make sure you're gentle on yourself. You know what I mean? Because you're still here. You still got work to do, on this earth. And like, I'm saying, our cousin up there chilling with our grandpa, with his pops and everybody that's passed that we know, like, I'm just like, they up there chilling, like they looking at us, like making sure we good. And it's like, I just felt like, yeah, that was a good song to kind of just heal and like, reflect, you know what I mean? And then what was after? Oh, Black Rain. Yep, that was paying homage to Queen Latifah. That was the name of her first album. I don't know if it was her first album. I think the first one was Nature of a Sister, and then the other one was Black. But either way, she got an album called Black Rain. No, she has a yeah. She got a bunch of songs on that album. But basically, I called it that at the end because that's what I was saying at the end. But I was really talking about my girlfriend and how, in relationships, you're going to have your ups and downs. Like at one point I said it was cold for a little, and now I'm saying, it's warm now, it's this. And it's just giving me a reality on relationships in the briefest way I can, in the most subtle, beautiful way I can, because even though you might go through things like, at the end of the day, you're like, I still love this person, care about, I still want to, you choose that person. And like, I just feel like I was just expressing that. I was really in the park after dark. That's because I was at work, but I really was across the street. It was at the park. It was after dark. Nobody was supposed to be at that park. It's always somebody at that park ain't supposed to be there. Anyway, like, oh my goodness. but I was, at the end, I said when I first saw her, I met her outside. I knew she was down the ride, and that's our first date was, which is funny how it ties into Black Rain and Queen Latifah, is because our first date we went on, the first time we met was, we saw Girls Trip, and
Okay.
Queen Latifah, Jada Pinkett, Tiffany Haddish, Regina Hall. I'm like, yeah, that if you need a sign, that's the sign right there. Like, you about to go see a Queen Latifah movie? Good sign right there. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. Anyway, like, what is wrong? But yeah, Black Rain's about love and Queen Latifah, and how, like, just in general, Black women, how we just gotta appreciate them, because at some point I talk about Venus, and I don't know if you heard of it, but like Venus, a lot of people reference that as like the world of women. I don't know, like they have power and stuff like that. I don't know. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. But I really like that song. It's a good vibey song. Like you said, it's kind of soulful. A few of my friends was like, "Yeah, we vibing with that was it." I was like, "Oh snap!" So yeah, that was a vibe for real. The last one, Mamba Mentality, what we're all here for today. Um, I talk about a lot of stuff in that song, but I mean, what was your questions in it? Did you have specific questions in it, or you just want me to talk about the song?
You know, what does Mamba mentality mean for you? You
Mm.
know, I wanted to know your favorite Kobe moment or quote or GIF. Do you have like a favorite game of his? I have like, some, you know, favorite moments of Kobe. Um And also, I wanted to say, when you were describing each song in your album, it's kind of like the whole album is Mamba mentality. You're going through realities and thinking about death, and you're pursuing your dreams and your passions, talking about life and your dreams and your relationships. Um, because I think part of Mamba mentality, he has like a couple pillars, and one pillar is like fearlessness, and then one is like relentlessness, and then one is like obsessiveness, and one is passion, and the other one is resilience. And so that's what your life has become. And that's, you talked about some of those experiences in the album. Also, um, Kobe's logo, it's like 6 images, and it looks like a sword, but it also looks like a shield. And he said like the sword is his talent, and the sheath or the shield, it's kind of like his life experiences. So it's kind of like Mamba mentality is about, okay, you're talented, but also your life experiences are going to shape around your talent, sort of. It's like it's going to make you stronger. And also, Giannis has Mamba mentality. If you look at his life and everything that he's been through, being an immigrant and coming overseas, and everybody downing him and be saying he really wasn't supposed to be a first round pick, second round pick. He was so skinny, and now he turned himself into a champion and MVP. And Kobe trained so many people, from Kyrie Irving, Devin Booker, Jason Tatum. He had the Mamba Academy teaching his daughter, Gianna. I love that he was into the WNBA. He was all for the girls, ballers, because a lot of people are like, no, that's not a real sport when the girls play it. It's not very fun and exciting and stuff like that. So I like those things about Kobe. And one quote that I like about Kobe is he was in the finals and, a reporter was like, you're not happy that you won? You're not smiling or something. And why? The job's not finished. The job's not done. And I thought that was like, because usually you're supposed to be happy that you won, you won the game. But he was like, no, that we haven't won the trophy yet. The job's not done. So he's kind of like laser focused. And that's part of Mamba mentality too, because it's like he ate and breathed everything basketball, and he's very intensely about it. And a lot of people aren't like that, Some people, they're like, yeah, I'm good at it, or they do it for the fame or money, because a lot of ballers are like tall, hey, I'm taller than you, I'm more talented, but do they really love the game? Are they really willing to sacrifice everything like Kobe did? Not a lot of players do that. And even Kobe, one game, he was having a terrible game in the finals offensively, but he said, what else can I do better? He was playing defense. He was getting rebounds. He was doing other things than scoring, And some players just, hey, if the ball not going in, they taken out of the game. Their mentality is like, oh, I'm not making shots today. Oh, well. But Kobe is like, nah, hey, I may not get the buckets, but I can pass the ball to my teammates. He passed the ball to Ron Artest, that big shot that won them, the championship, and, the rebounding, and he actually should be in the GOAT conversation. It's usually Michael Jordan versus LeBron, but really Kobe should be in that conversation. Because of everything that he's done. He won with Shaq, but he also won by himself and won back-to-back championships. He won 3 straight, There's things that he has done that a lot of people haven't done, and he's sort of like a version of MJ. But yeah, what I wanted to ask you is like, what's your definition of Mamba mentality, and how is that like reflected in your life? And do you have like a favorite Kobe thing, favorite game, or GIF, or moment, or video, or quote you liked?
I don't know a lot of quotes of them, but I do remember a moment where he shared with Brandy. I was like, that's kind of cute. It was on the Moesha set. That's
Oh
probably
yeah,
because he look. I know, I know he got married and had a life and everything, but that moment, like that's before all the scandals came out. That's before all the his life changed, and I feel like you could just see that like moment of just like him being, and he could just be himself, and they just seemed like really happy in that moment. Like nothing really like happened to them yet. You know what I mean?
yeah. They was like beginning their, journeys. They were young. They went to prom together. And yeah, Kobe was on a couple of Moesha episodes. He was on like at least 2 or 3. He was,
Oh,
and I think there is a reel on Facebook where it shows every show that he was on
oh
during his
wow.
career. Now it's like, oh snaps! I forgot he was on this show and that show. So he did a lot of shows like Moesha. Some of them were black, some of them were, white shows. But I was like, wow, I didn't know that he was on this and that. So that was cool.
Mhm.
But yeah, I like Kobe. Whether it was the number 8 with the fro, that's my favorite. With the fro, because when he was 24, it was like shaved off head, and I was like, yeah, that's still cool and all, but I like the number 8 with the little fro and his mustache and stuff. Um,
Mhm.
and of course, I feel like Gianna, his daughter, had Mamba mentality. You could see a little bit of Kobe in her, from the videos you see of her balling and training. And I was like, oh, snaps.
Mhm. Um, how I put it in my life, I think I just, or how Mamba mentality compares. Like, I think I just have to like get up and do it. Get up and go. Like, I may not know exactly what I'm doing all that day. It might not be all planned, but I know I have to get up and do something and like put effort towards something like that I want. And I think that's just how I get up every day, no matter the day, even how I feel. Like, I could feel like a little, like the other day, I felt like gloomy and like I was like, I don't want it. Like that's how I got at this. I was like, I'm not trying to be like this all day. I gotta get up, move. I always go outside and I like just be out and then like breathe the air and like I just make sure I'm just putting effort towards stuff every day. I don't really have a definition to it, but yeah, the song itself, I dive in, I talk about, I let you know it's off the dome. So it's gonna be times in a song where you just like, where are we going with this? But I'm with it. It's like one of them songs. And I talk about Will Smith. I talk about how people like they're not gonna appreciate him till he's gone, and they're gonna feel bad because they talk crap about him. Because it's true. It's like you can feel how you want about Will Smith or even whoever celebrity it is, but it's like at the end of the day, like no one's like everyone makes mistakes. Everybody's gonna go through something, and just because his is out public, don't mean yours is any better or worse or whatever. Like I just feel like you know, I think people come to in this generation they want to. It's fun to bully together, like you know what I mean. And it's like, when do we kind of like put up like a halt to that, But I say nice guys don't get nothing, and which is true. It's like a saying people kind of go by. I mean, at some point, I'm talking about like I want to go fight some motherfuckers for messing with my people. Like, I mean, that's just real life. I think anybody would feel that way. You know what I mean? But um, just going through different emotions. At the end of it all, I said like I'm gonna shoot it up. The three gonna make it. Like it's Kobe, nigga. We going up, and like that's I named it because of that reason. I'm like, what the hell did I just say? And I'm like, like it go up every time. Like you rarely would hear about. Yeah, of course he probably missed and they lost some games, but like nobody talks about that. like, and even if he did lose, it was some type of inspiration he got out of it, and he shared it with us. And I think just living your life in that way of knowing like you gonna mess up to give yourself more grace and feel more good about yourself, get more confident. Because if you know you like you're gonna mess up at some point, people gonna say what they want. People gonna laugh. People not gonna do this. People not gonna do that. People, but life gonna keep going. And if you got goals and you still here, that means you're supposed to keep you know, living toward that goal. Like, I think sometimes I get caught up in the should I be doing this, or doing that. And then it's like, but if I'm still here, maybe I should be, you know what I mean? Or maybe if I keep going to that path, it's supposed to lead me to where I'm really supposed to, So I just keep that faith in God. I mentioned, like, I thank God every day in the EP. I mean, I make sure I mention God in my songs. I remember a long time ago, somebody was like, why do you mention God every time? And I was just like, I don't know. Like, he pop up. Like, he pop up. And I feel strange to cut it out and try and rhyme it with something else if I feel like that's what I'm supposed to be saying. And, like, I already devoted to God that, like I'm gonna let people know, you know what I mean? Like how I grew up, how I was raised, who I believe in, and I do believe in God. Believe in somebody is always looking out. Like that for humans to be mess up so much and not know everything. Like it gotta be somebody over here looking over us because the humans don't know what they're doing.
That's facts. Facts. Definitely dropping a lot of gems and inspiration and motivation. And that's what Kobe did, He inspired a lot of people because, it's like that video that you sent and he was talking about there's no such thing as fear, Why are you thinking about messing up? Then you're gonna mess up. Just trust the hard work you've been doing, and if you fail, you fail, And if then you go back into the gym or wherever you want to do, you work at it again, and then maybe you'll succeed, maybe you're not. But you shouldn't be focused on fear of failing or feeling of fearing you're gonna miss the shot. Kobe was very clutch. You already knew the ball was coming to Kobe, and there was nothing you could do about it. He got to his spot, and he probably missed a lot of clutch shots and missed a lot of game winners, but he made a lot of them too. And if you are afraid, then you're gonna already mess up. Also, it's like that Michael Jordan quote, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, Um, so that's pretty good. Yeah. So also tell everybody your social medias to, reach out and message you.
C-K.I.D forever with a 4. Oh, one more thing about the EP, like it was supposed to come out in December. Like I didn't even know I was dropping the EP. Someone was like, "You need to just drop this," and I'm like, "Okay." So I'm gonna just get an EP together and I'm gonna drop it on Christmas. It was like different technicalities. I get picky with the sound because I'm like editing it on my own. At one point I did upload it, but then I had to take it down. So I'm like, I don't even hear one of the songs. It was just, and then at one point I'm like, I gotta stop being a perfectionist. But I do want people to like. I put more effort into editing, especially Mamba mentality, because I'm like, well, it might not be all the fancy tools in big studios, but it's some tools I can shake up, and I encourage people to just like try, like test yourself, try you know what I'm saying? We go out, we test different, oh, let me try this new restaurant. Let me like test yourself on your skills and what you could do. You'll shock yourself. And like, but I was supposed to drop that on Christmas. And it just kept getting to the point where I couldn't drop it. Like my distribution people, like they give you at least a few days. You need at least give them a few days so they can do it. But I'm like, oh, it pushing back. It kept pushing, and I was like, okay, it's meant to drop this year. Then I guess. and it just kind of aligned in the most craziest way of like, well, this is the year like 24 with Kobe and all this. And I'm like, this is kind of crazy. So I was like, I think it was meant to be pushed on purpose, like, and like, hey, I'm just grateful it's out. Uh, I'm grateful people are listening to it, vibe to it. Well, I don't know, child. Vibing to it. But yeah, that's pretty much the EP. Mo on the way. Album coming this year. Cuzzo gonna be on it, making sure my cousins is on it. Some features. This gonna be the first time I do features, so
Okay.
yeah, we gonna keep going. But yeah, go check this out. My Instagram is C-K.I.D forever, and then Road to William with a 2 in the middle. Yeah. So I do have another one. I do have another C-K.I.D, but that's like a backup kind. You know what I mean? Like, hey, if you find me on there, you find me on there. But I really be on these main two. And I talk Road to Williams, so and YouTube, you already know Road to William. Um, yeah, so that's pretty much Black expression. Oh, this is actually AI version of me, and I
Oh,
wanted to use because a lot of people, it's a lot of down talk on AI does that, and I'm like, well, if it could look like me, I don't mind using it, and it had a hoodie on it, and I'm like, I feel like that hoodie, I cut it off a little bit, but I felt like the Trayvon Martin's like
yeah.
hoodie is like they trying to cut that off too. They trying to cut off reasons why they should kill us. They're killing off reasons why. What I'm trying to say is they're trying to keep giving us reasons why they should kill us. Oh, he had a hoodie on. Oh, he looks suspicious. He's black. She's black.
Yeah.
The Sandra Bland's, all the black people falling. Like, I just feel like that hoodie kind of represented for me more in a way like we still gonna be heard. Like, you can't kill all of us.
Yeah.
You can't kill. You won't. Because black people, it's different. We done ramped up. Our ancestors is with us, and we fighting back. And we don't. It don't have to be physically all the time, but it do have. We are speaking. We are being more vocal, which is why it's important. Why we gotta keep expressing our opinions, and every person deserves a chance to speak
Yeah.
and express themselves. So that's pretty much it, though.
Yeah, that was definitely deep. I didn't even notice the hoodie. I didn't know the hoodie had a lot of meaning. But yeah, Trayvon Martin, he should still be here. Zimmerman hiding out somewhere. He should be in jail. But there's a lot of black people that have been gone, and they just want us to disappear, fade into the background. But yeah, it's important to let your voice speak out. It's important to march and protest. It's important to express yourself, like that song, "Express Yourself."
Mhm.
um, it's very important. Thank you, C-K.I.D, for explaining each track, especially the Mamba mentality and how we gotta live with that Mamba mentality. Be better every day. Be the best version of ourselves. Just work, work, work hard. And like you said, be gentle on yourself. Let's say you're not feeling well. Maybe do 10 minutes of something good and then the rest just chill.
Mhm.
But yeah, we talked a little bit about Mamba mentality and Kobe and music, and we talked about black everything, y'all. Black everything, black expression. Go check the music out. Go check Road to William YouTube channel out. Um, making you make videos every day for like the last 30 days, so that's dope. Hey, content everywhere. Yay. So
Mm-hmm.
thank you, C-K.I.D. Make sure you go follow on the socials and live by those Kobe words. Don't be afraid. Just trust in your hard work that it's gonna pay off. Mamba mentality, you know? It's all mental. It's all up here. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
peace.
I'm tryna ring the bell. I'm tryna make a sell. I'm tryna tell